the ground, putting it down. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me. I'm Mickey D. Welcome back to the Stock Scoop, where our baby knockouts knock out the stock market competition, ladies and gentlemen. This is a little football. Get back to it here. Uh, I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful holiday season. I hope you had, got everything you wanted and all that good stuff, ladies and gentlemen. We're going into this new year. We're steaming ahead in this new year. This is going to be a great year for us. 2026 was a year that we pinpointed years back, and we said this is going to be a hot year for our stocks, and especially our commodity. You see, they're really really hot right now. Our gold and silver plays. The books are flying off the shelves. The stocks themselves are going straight up. Some of them are parabolic. We'd like to see a pullback with some of the gold and silver stocks. If you haven't seen the gold and silver, the silver baby knockout of the year, make sure you see that. Also, uranium. Our uranium stocks are going to do very, very well right now. If you haven't seen the uranium also stock, I'll try and post those at the end of the video, and you can see what our gold and silver stock of baby knockout of the year, along with our uranium baby knockout stock of the year. So, but today we're going to take a look at the rare earth. This is it for this series, ladies and gentlemen. The rare earth baby knockout of the year. Now, you guys know these rare earths. We were on top of them. We were out at the stadium there in Las Vegas, Allegiant Stadium, before they even built the stadium, and we felt that the material they were getting, the rare earth material they were getting from China, and some of the steel that they were getting, we thought that China was testing by slowing down getting some of the material and stuff. That's what we thought. And we may have been right, because, ladies and gentlemen, they are controlling critical minerals. They're controlling all the rare earths. Now they're apparently controlling the silver trade. So we'll see here, ladies and gentlemen. We expect really, really tight inventories this year coming up. And actually, for the next 3 years, we're expecting tight inventories. We're expecting also constrained supply chains. And you know what? There's not going to be anything the U.S. and the West can do about it unless they get their own supply chains in order and do their own things. Big time gains for some of our commodities, for a lot of commodities, but our trades in particular, that's what we're worried about. And we're going to have some big, giant gains, ladies and gentlemen. It's a stock pickers market, and we're picking the right stocks. Pennies, ladies and gentlemen, and patience. We don't chase them, we replace them. And this particular stock right now, it's gone down. It's a lot of the rare earths have gone up and they've come back down, right? But they're not going down to zero, because these are real companies. These have decent management that we've selected. There's some things going on, some compensating factors that make these companies baby knockouts in our eyes, and we think they'll do very, very well. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. This is the second round with moi, with these rare earths. I tell you all the time, when it comes to like uranium, my third uranium bull market here. Yeah, I've had a little experience in this area. And gold and silver I've traded too. I've traded currency. I've done a lot of that stuff. I'm probably a little bit older than you think, but I've been there and done that. And this trade, ladies and gentlemen, is setting up to be I'm talking about commodities in general, but in particular, our rare earth trade. There's going to be some pickings out there. I don't believe the people that are saying, well, we don't need rare earths, or we don't know why the president is begging people and talking about taking over countries and this, that, and the other thing. We need these things. We need them for our not only our vehicles. We need them for defense. We need them for our electronics. We need these, ladies and gentlemen. We need them. So without further ado, let's take a look at some. Why'd that go? Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Stock Scoop. The rare earth baby knockout of the year that I'm talking about here is NioCorp. Make sure you hit like, share, and subscribe. Hit that like button, hit that like button, hit that like button. What did I say a few months ago about NioCorp? Is NioCorp Developments. Now, this company is doing, uh, I think this company is going to be in position to get uh, let's say government funding or get a lot of money or do what they need because they're going to be part of the supply chain. Now, what we need from them from NioCorp is niobium. They have some of that. They have some titanium, and yeah, they're a critical minerals company, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, it was $1.99 back then. Let's take a look at it today and see what it's trading at. It's trading at roughly $5.22 right now. So it's on its way, ladies and gentlemen. It's trading above its 200-day moving average. It's doing quite well. If you go to their website and take a look, you'll see that I said they were in position to get some government money, and they did. They got 10 million for their Elk Creek Resources project there, of which they are actually made a recent announcement that they're getting ready to do some construction there. This is effective quarter one coming up. They're going to do some construction, even though they were up to $12.58, ladies and gentlemen. They were up earlier this year. They were up pretty big, and they've come down to life there with a nice little 55, 60% retracement, and they've done they're good to go right now in our opinion. They're trading sideways, and we like what's going on right now. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, EVs, solar panels, the uh, when you look at things like our electronics, all this stuff, just Apple, some of these companies could go out of business if they don't get the critical minerals that they need. We don't want to see great companies, lose, go out of business, or they're shut down in some way. We don't want to see that. One thing that I don't think we'll be able to stop is the Chinese EV explosion now. Exports are exploding, and the West has no way to stop them. We were telling you before that for the first time I think it was first time ever, was it? China was exporting more EVs than they were traditional cars. This was when was this? May have been October or something. We reported that in the Baby Knockout newsletter. Well, there's more proof here. The Chinese exports were up 87% last month. Mexico was the top export market in November, 19,344 units. Ladies and gentlemen, these cars do look pretty nice, over 600,000 Chinese EVs have been exported to Europe in 2025. So the Chinese are exporting these things, and there's welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Stock Scoop. I'm Mickey D. Uh, yeah, they are some of these cars really, really look nice. China, when it comes to EVs, China's got it going on. So I think the West. I can speak for America. I'm gonna speak for America for a second. Maybe they should get some of those cars, let those cars come to America, maybe, or cut Elon loose. I mean, they used the guy, and now they will cut him loose. Cut him loose. Let him do his things. Let him let him negotiate a deal too. Yeah, he was the great Yeah. Well, whatever. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, that's our baby knockout, NioCorp, our baby knockout rare earth 2025. It wasn't our best performer now. We have, the Baby Knockout newsletter. We've got stocks, 500%, rare earth. One in particular that's doing exceptionally well. Keep an eye on the number ones, ladies and gentlemen, in the Baby Knockout newsletter. You people trading Baby Knockouts for life, I cater to you because you bring in the bacon. You bring home the bacon, and most of us do anyway. If you're a head of household, you got to make dinero. You got to bean. Mama wants beans on the table, bigger beans. Okay, that's what we eat, ladies and gentlemen. But you that are trading, make sure you key on this one. It's going to go up much higher than it is right now because they're in construction, and when these companies start, constructing things, and just take it a step at a time, pennies and patience. Ladies and gentlemen, we don't chase them, we replace them. So if you're in with us early on this one, $2 wherever you're in, $1.50, $1.40 wherever you're in, get in where you fit in, ladies and gentlemen, because it's going much higher, just like a lot of our other stocks are going much higher. Happy New Year to you. Love you all. Take care. Be safe out there. When you need strength, you need energy, you need guidance, look up, ladies and gentlemen, because that's where you're going to get it. Take care.